Hi, Noam. How are you today?
Very good. How are you?
I'm great, especially after reading um, this kind of provocative post that you wrote. That we need to just get on with reality. That the 10x engineers that we're looking for simply do not exist anymore.
Right. It's this post I wrote after a while that I've been speaking to CEOs and advising some CEOs from all different size companies. And the thing that really struck me more than anything was the fact that everyone has the same challenge, just to hire talent. But at the same time, everyone seems to be still thinking about hiring talent the way we built startups in like early 2000 in Silicon Valley, where the idea was there's unlimited talent, but you need to find the top of the top of the top, those 10x engineers, the mythical 10x engineers. But if you spend enough money or give enough yoga or do something interesting enough or have a cool enough founder, you'll be able to find them and build your whole company that way. And in many ways, that's how Google built itself and Microsoft and some of the biggest companies, that they really found this amazing talent. The challenge that we have today, though, is that, to quote Mark Andreessen, the software is eating the world. And so every company today is a software company. And every company in the world is trying to hire the same 10x engineers. And Goldman Sachs and Robinhood are hiring the same engineers. And there are more engineers at Goldman Sachs than bankers, right? I mean, it's a software company. Every company is becoming a software company. On top of that, money has become unlimited. So if in the past what used to hold startups back was the fact they didn't have enough money, today they have too much money, right? Everyone has unlimited money in the terms of where they're at. And so the real constraint today is actually access to talent. And access to talent is going to determine how fast you go, what you do, and how you grow. But the idea that you can buy your way through this is just wrong. There just aren't enough humans being created with the right kind of brain that can be these 10x engineers. And so we basically need to begin thinking differently about how we build companies, about what talent do we bring in-house or outsource. The whole move to remote work, right, has changed things. What tech stack do we choose, right? All these things are really dependent on some assumptions. And the Silicon Valley model assumes that these 10x engineers are sitting in a room together and you don't really need much documentation because you just yell, hey, John, why don't you do this? Lucy, can you just update that, right? But that's not a distributed world. And if you can't hire these engineers, it's not an HR problem. It's not a recruiting problem, right? It's a strategic problem of the company. Strategically, how are you going to do this? And we need to build the companies bottom up from the question of what talent can we access? Where do we need our talent? Where do we need external talent? How do we work with talent that's not the 10x, but the traditional 1x engineer, right? What are we going to do with that engineer who you can't give these amazing tasks necessarily that you did to these other engineers? And just many, many things about how we build and operate companies has to change.